That's the way we can improve our proficiency in English and vocabulary. Okay, ma. Next student, please come forward. Yes, ma.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma. Your voice is very feeble, ma. Konjam sound louder பேசுங்க. Feeble, ma.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Bhuvneshwari, BCSC department.
கேக்கலமா, கொஞ்சம் சத்தமா பேசுங்க.
Ma'am, audible?
நோமா, இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் ரொம்ப மெதுவா இருக்கு. மைக் பக்கத்துல வச்சுக்கோங்க.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am.
It's okay now.
நம்பிக்கையுடன் உன் முதல் அடியை எடுத்து வை. முழு படிக்கட்டையும் நீ பார்க்க வேண்டிய அவசியம் இல்லை. முதல் படியில் ஏறு. தேங்க்யூ மேம்.
Okay, ma. அவ்வளவா கேட்கல, but okay, we'll try next time. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you, ma. Next student. Next student, come forward.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma. Good morning.
Ma'am, this is Deepika of Biotechnology, ma'am.
Welcome, Deepika. Give your positive thought today.
Okay, ma'am. Good morning, friends. Today, positive thought. Stop being afraid of what can go wrong and start being positive about what can go right. Thank you, ma'am.
Super, ma. Very good. To be always in a positive thought. Okay, very good. Next, ma.
Ma'am,
Yes, ma. Welcome. Introduce yourself, please.
I'm Sneha from CAC department, ma'am.
Welcome, Sneha. Please check your mic.
Yes, ma'am. Audible, ma'am?
Yes, ma. Audible. You can proceed, ma.
Yes, ma'am. Positive thought. Life is a question and we live it is our answer. I repeat again. Life is a question and we live it is our answer. Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
Ma'am.
Thank you, ma. Very good.
Yes,
Very good. Yes, ma.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good
This
morning,
is
ma.
Devadarshini from Biotechnology.
Yes,
I do
yeah,
have a
yes.
praise for the word upheaval. The lake
Yes,
was
ma'am.
formed by geological upheaval. That is the praise, ma'am.
Can you repeat, please? Can you repeat? Introduce yourself and repeat, please, ma.
This is Devadarshini from Biotechnology.
Yes, Devdarshini.
The phrase you have asked for the word upheaval is the lake was formed by geological upheaval.
Yes, ma. Good. Very good. Very good, ma. Very good.
And the quote of the day is
Break on,
don't
ma.
limit yourself. Many people limit them. Network problem, I think so, ma'am.
Please break
Can
on,
you hear
ma.
me now?
Yes, ma. It's clear. It's clear now.
Now, and my quote of the day is don't limit yourself. Many people limit themselves to what they think they can do. You can go as far as you are. What you believe, remember, you can achieve it. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma. Superb, ma. Your presentation.
Happy morning, ma'am.
Style of language.
Thank
very,
you, ma'am.
Very nice, your style of language.
Happy
Yes, ma'am.
morning.
Thank you.
Happy morning, ma. Thank you. Well, introduce yourself, ma.
I am Monica from Biotech, ma'am.
Welcome, Monica.
Ma'am, today's quote, ma'am. Everyone has said zero is nothing, but zero is not nothing. Zero is starting point of everything.
Yes, ma. Different view.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, ma. நல்ல different viewல பண்றீங்க. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, ma. Good.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next student, please.
Ma'am, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma. Well, introduce yourself.
Shivasakti from Biotechnology, ma'am.
Name, please, ma. Name, louder, please.
Shivasakti from Biotechnology, ma'am.
கொஞ்சம் louder பேசுங்கம்மா. கொஞ்சம் மெதுவா கேக்குது. Louder, please.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Introduce yourself now. It's okay, ma, audible.
Sivasakti from biotechnology, ma'am.
Yes, Shivasakti. Welcome, Shivasakti.
Ma'am, today thought, ma'am.
Yes, ma. Give your positive thought, please.
Always have a unique character like salt. Its presence is not felt, but its absence make everything tasteless. Thank you, ma'am.
Super, ma. Your presence made this day tasteful today.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma. Next, come forward, ma. Okay. Shall we move on to the speaker? Or still somebody is there?
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes, ma. Good morning. Welcome. Introduce yourself.
Sana Yasin from CST department.
Yasin, introduce your, I mean,
Sana Yasin.
Sana Yasin, tell your positive thought, ma. Vibrate everyone with positive vibes.
Yes, ma'am. A positive thinking will let you do everything better than a negative thinking. So today's thought for the day is: education is not a name of any degree or certificate that can be shown to others as a proof, but education is the name of attitude, action, language, behavior, and personality with others in real life. Have a great day ahead. That's all, ma'am.
Superb definition for education, ma. This is the purpose of education. Really good. Can you repeat the education definition?
Yes, ma'am. Education is not a name of any degree or certificate that can be shown to others as a proof, but education is the name of attitude, action, language, behavior, and personality with others in real life.
This is what required, ma. In the present day scenario, these skills are required, or the most required skills. Thank you, ma. Superb definition for education. Good. Very good.
Thank you, ma'am. Should we say the meaning of upheld definition, or you want a sentence? What?
The after meaning as well as making use of that word, one sentence.
Okay, ma'am. Upheld means to describe something. It's a description to something.
Yes, one sentence we need. One sentence.
Yeah, upheld in a sentence. The lake was formed by geologic uphill. That means we are describing the lake as a geologic place. We are describing that in a place. That's what uphill means.
Yes, ma'am. Very good, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
You proved your talent, skill. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
My next student, please. That's all. Shall we move on to the speaker? Sir, good morning, sir.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning, sir. Shall we start the session, sir?
Fine, ma'am. Is my screen visible, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Visible, sir. PPT
it is sharing, no? PPT is visible, no, ma'am? Okay, ma'am. Okay, fine, thank you.
Invite our dynamic speaker to share his idea and career in career opportunities engineering. At the end of the session, you can get all your doubts cleared from this dynamic personality. Thank you, students. Thank you, sir. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. I'll start my session. Good morning, all of you. I'm very happy to talk to you after a period of at least 1 month, if I'm right. We met last time in the last month, and I was talking to you about roles and responsibilities of engineers. I hope you remember me. Anyway, I'll introduce myself once again. I am Senthil Kumar, professor in the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering. Right? So today I'm going to talk to you about career opportunities in engineering, or in other words, you can say career opportunities for engineers, engineering graduates. Right? So this is what I'm going to talk to you today. In fact, before going into that, I just want to tell you, I hope you may know or you may not know, what is the difference between a career and a job. You have to identify what is a career and what is a job. Right? So first, a few minutes, we'll discuss about that, and then I'll go into the opportunities for engineering graduates. Okay. Job. I hope you just look into the picture I have given, right? You may understand, right? Job, you are sitting. Somebody has to unmute the mic.
Others, please mute your mic, ma.
அப்படியே ரீசார்ஜ் பண்ணிட்டு வந்துடுறேன். பின்னாடி தான் போற போன் வச்சு பண்ண கிளாஸ்.
Dear students, please mute your mic.
அப்படியே போட்டு போன் வேணும்.
Jayveer sir.
ஏறிடுச்சா இல்லையான்னு தெரியணும் இல்ல.
Okay, fine. Let me continue. I think somebody was recharging the Vodafone. That is a disturbance in the middle, right? Fine, okay. So I will just talking about. I'll just wait.
Dear students, kindly mute your mic, others, please.
Fine. Now it is clear. So I was just talking about the difference between a job and a career, right? Also, what is a job and what is a career? Job, you can infer from the picture I given, right? It's sitting idly and doing some work in the place, whereas career is ignited and ready to fly. So I'll describe in words, okay? Right. So what is a job? So something we have to do, we are going to do to survive. On the time we have to earn something to upkeep our surroundings and our relatives, families, friends, and all. We have to under compulsion. We have to do something that we call it as a job, right? Not out of passion. But what is a career? You choose out of your passion, out of your interest. You want to become something. Because of that, you choose something, choose your path, and then you achieve. That is what is we call it as a career. For example, many people after completing the BE, they just write the TNPSC Group 4 examination, Tamil Nadu Public Service Commission Group 4 examination. LB, they become a village administrative officer. VAO. Is that their career? It is a job, simply a job, just to meet out our needs. So that is a job. Whereas suppose you want to become make your career and become a higher post in Siemens, right? Schneider Electric, and you want to get employed, you start your career with Microsoft and reach heights, or Amazon, or Philips, or Ford Motors, or General Motors. That you fix it. That is your career, right? Then in a job, naturally, you'll be getting hourly basis, so you'll be getting your salary. In both the cases, in career also, but in career, in addition to your basic salary, you'll be benefited with other benefits also. Then you have a turnover, you have a longevity, right? The longevity is more in a career. Then no training is needed at all if you are just doing a job, right? But whereas for a career, you have to keep yourself completely updated. Day by day, you have to update yourself. It may be you have to undergo a training program, or you have to acquire some additional degrees, or you have to acquire knowledge through various means, right? The job, as I already told you, does not always come with benefits, but in career, it often includes benefits. Job, naturally, normally, it is not planned, right? நீங்க பிஇ முடிக்கிறீங்க 4 வருஷம் முடிக்கிறீங்க அப்போதைக்கு ஒரு எக்ஸாம் ஒரு பேங்க்குக்கு ஒரு கிளரிக்கல் கேடருக்கு ஒரு எக்ஸாம் எழுதி பேங்க்ல ஒரு கிளார்க்கா ஜாயின் பண்றீங்க ஆர் யூ ஆர் ரைட்டிங் அ டிஎன்பிஎஸ்சி எக்ஸாமினேஷன் அண்ட் பிகமிங் a VAO, and that is unplanned. But as far as a career, you have to plan right from the beginning. From the beginning, I mean, now you are entering into the first year. Right from the first year, you have to plan. Then how we are going to do that? That we'll see. Right? So this is a career that you have to plan, you have to fix your goals, use your networks, and you have to reach the success. Okay, so that is the steps, or in words, I can say, I borrow the words from Confucius. Choose a job you love, and you will never have to work a day in your life, right? What does it mean? Suppose you work with full love, right? You love your job and work, you never feel tired or boredom, right? But whenever, suppose you join a job out of compulsion, then each and every day you feel that you are working. You are working, you will feel that. right? So that is the difference. So I'm just quoting the words of Confucius: choose a job you love, and you will never have to work a day in your life, right? So out of passion, out of love, out of interest, you choose your job, you choose your career, right? Then you'll always feel energetic. You'll always want to know more and reach higher levels. But whereas if you're doing a routine job out of compulsion, then you'll get boredom. The boredom, you cannot avoid boredom, right? So you won't love your job also. Just out of compulsion, just to earn something, right? We will be doing that part. So that is a difference between a job and a career. So how you can plan your career? Let's start from the bottom, right? So create your own career goal and plan. For example, you may not understand what is a career goal. I'm just taking an example of a computer science students, right? Computer science or IT students, right? You may want to become an IT consultant. You may want to become a cyber security consultant. You may want to become an information systems manager. You may want to become a database administrator or a multimedia programmer. You can become a systems analyst. You can become a games developer, or you can become a technical writer also. What is a technical writer? You may not know, right? So you are buying so many electronic gadgets, is it not? For example, நீங்க உங்க mobile phone எடுத்துங்க. Suppose you are buying a mobile phone, right? There will be a instruction manual இருக்கு அதோட. அந்த instruction manual content எழுதுறது எல்லாமே technical writers, right? Why we are calling them as technical writers? They should have technical knowledge about that device. Then only they can give you the instructions, right? Suppose you are buying a TV for your home, automatically I will use that manual, right? You're buying a washing machine, you will have a user manual. அதில் கண்டென்ட்லாம் யார் எழுதுறது? People they are called as technical writers, right? They only will be writing the content. Why they are called as technical writers? Because only if they know the technology, they can write the technical writing. Okay, so you can be a technical writer, you can become a games developer. உங்க ambition ஒரு games developer ஆகணும்னு இருக்கலாம். இப்போ நிறைய games விளையாடுறீங்க, mobile phone style வச்சிருக்கீங்க, you are playing so many games, is it not? Right, such one such game you may want to develop. உங்க passion அதுவா இருக்கலாம். Gamesல இருந்துன்னா you can create your own game. You want to become a games developer, but then you have to do what are the things you have to learn, what are the knowledge you have to update, that you have to plan, right? Suppose you want to become multimedia programmer, that also multimedia, right? All without multimedia we are not working today, is it not? So you can become that. Then information systems manager, cyber security is the more important field nowadays, right? You can become an IT consultant. Just a few examples I am putting, taking into consideration the computer science alone. Similarly for all other branches, I know your computer science students are present here, ECE students are present here, EEE students are present here, and also biotechnology students are present here. Just for an example, just to show you how to fix your career goal and plan. Just for example, I have taken that. Okay, then clarify your interest. What is your interest? What do you want to become? In which area you are strong? In which area you're interested? That you have to fix, right? Then review your abilities, experiences in education. What is your ability, right? Your plus and minus you should analyze. Then what is your experience in that particular area, and what education you have, what knowledge you have in that particular area. Then we have to identify our value. Okay, right? Then
Hey.
I request the administrator to please mute the microphones of other participants, please. Thank you. Right? Then we have to consider the costs, how much we have to spend to learn, acquire those knowledges. Then what are the benefits? And then what's the lifestyle we want and the trade-offs, right? So these things we have to fix. And then to align ourselves with tomorrow's employment trends, right? What will be the opportunities? If I'm going to choose a particular area, what will be the opportunity in the coming years that I have to study? Then I have to take advantage of networking. What is networking? All people, either through people or through systems, you can have the network. Networking means you may have people working in and around you working in different places. He may be your friend, he may be your relative, or he may be a known person to you, right? We are getting advantage of that network, right? Then target preferred employees. That's why I told you in the beginning itself, you want to become you want to start a career in Schneider Electric, is an MNC company, or you may want to start a career in Siemens, or you may want to start your career in Microsoft, or in Amazon, or in what can I say, for Ford Motors, right? Hyundai Motors, Honda. So many employees are there. You have to choose it. Or in other words, you can say, I'm going to write Indian engineering service. I'm going to become a top engineer in our country itself. That also can be your passion, right? So that you have to target. Then you have to, you should be willing to change career goals. Okay, so willing to change. At times, sometimes changes are inevitable, so we need to change accordingly, according to the situation. So these are the steps in career planning. I hope, girls, I hope you understand what is a job and what is a career. Am I right? So a job, simply getting any one job, maybe which is not at all related to our.
இங்க பாரு பேசினாரு இருந்தாரு இங்க பாரு
Once again, I request the participants to please mute your microphones, right? It is disturbed frequently. Fine. I lose the sequence. Okay, right? So you have to take advantage of networking. This is what I am talking about. Then you have to target preferred employers. Preferred employers, I already told you. For example, I have told you a few employers: Schneider Electric, I told you, Siemens, Ford, Microsoft, Amazon, etc., etc., etc. Or you can write Indian Engineering Service Examination, IES. Every year, Government of India, through Union Public Service Commission, UPSC, is conducting Indian Engineering Service Examinations. You can write the examinations, get good score, and you will be recruited by the top public sector companies. For example, Indian Railways. For example, Indian Railways, right? So you'll be employed in a higher position, right? Beginning at the starting of your career itself. Okay, then you have to change accordingly, right? If change is needed, then you have to change. So because changes are inevitable, right? So this is how we plan our career. So the difference between job and career, I hope you understand clearly now, right? Job, ஏதோ ஒரு வேலை கிடைக்குது. BE 4 வருஷம் படிச்சு முடிக்கிறீங்க, அவசரத்துக்காக ஏதோ ஒரு வேலையில ஜாயின் பண்றீங்க, உங்களுக்கு பிடிக்குதோ பிடிக்கல, நீங்க அந்த வேலையில செஞ்சுட்டே இருப்பீங்க, அப்படி இருப்பீங்க. அதான் நான் எக்ஸாம்பிள் சொன்னேன். குரூப் 4 எழுதி ஒரு VAO போய் ஜாயின் பண்றீங்க, வாழ்க்கையில பாதி நாள் உங்க VAOவே இருந்து உங்க வேலை முடிச்சு போயிடும். எந்த கிரியேட்டிவ் ஒர்க் இருக்காது, எதுவும் இருக்காது, ரொட்டீன் ஜாப் நீங்க பண்ணிட்டே இருப்பீங்க. அப்போ சேலரி வந்துட்டே இருக்கும். பட் நீங்க நினைச்சதையோ, நீங்க படிச்சதுக்கான ப்ரொஃபஷனையோ நீங்க அதை பண்ண முடியாது, right? For example, one more example I can say. Once again, people are fond of writing the banking examinations for clerical cadre. They write the examinations, clear the examinations, then they become clerk in any one of the nationalist banks. Of course, they are also, once again, you will be getting good salary. But what about your passion? What about your interest? What about your area of interest, or what about your branch of study? All these things you have to just forget, and you are going to do some job for lifetime. So that is a job. Whereas in career, you fix which is my area of strength, what is my passion, in which area I am much interested to, right? So in which company I want to get placed, I want to start my career. All these things you plan and you execute. What are the steps to achieve that? You do along the 4 years you will be doing continuously, and by the end of the 4th year you will be, maybe it may take 1 or 2 years more also, then you will be arriving at your destination. So that is the difference between a job and a career. Is it clear for you? Right. So this is already told you. So in simple, know yourself. But the first step is know yourself, right? What is your strength? And just write this one. Right. First, you have to know yourself. right? Then know your market. I hope you understand what is know your market, or I tell you. Then you have to make your career decisions. Then you have to develop a career plan and act. And finally, you have to manage your career. So know yourself. That's what I told you. What is your area of interest? What is your strength? In which area you can shine? In which area you're strong enough? In which area you can update continuously your knowledge? All these things you know. Then you just study, know your market. What are your values, right? How far you will be valued, in which area, in which zone, or in which concern. All these things you take into consideration, and then you make a career decision. This is right. I have studied myself. I have studied the market. Now I can make a career decision. This is going to be my career. That's the decision you make, and then you have to make a plan how to achieve that. You have to make a career plan, not enough you just make a plan alone. Most importantly, you have to act on the plan. Act means you have to execute. If you want to complete this much knowledge to be acquired through these various programs, then you have to do that, and you have to acquire knowledge, right? And then you, that is what it means, act. And then you reach your career, and from there you have to manage your career. Okay, so the in simple, a job is one which you do by compulsion. தேவைக்காக முடிச்ச உடனே வேலை வேணும், சம்பளம் வேணும், நம்ம லைவ்லிஹுட் ஏர்ன் டெய்லி பிரெட், நமக்கு ஏதாவது இன்கம் வேணும், அதுக்காக ஏதோ ஒரு வேலை கிடைச்ச வேலையில போய் சேரோம். நமக்கு பிடிக்குது பிடிக்கலன்னு இல்லாம போய் ஒரு வேலையில சேர்றோம். தட் இஸ் வி கால் இட் அஸ் அ ஜாப். வேற கேரியருங்கிறது நம்ம பேஷன். நம்ம இப்போ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இயர்ல இருந்து நம்ம இப்படிதான் இருக்கணும், இந்த கம்பெனில தான் போகணும், இந்த ஏரியால தான் ஒர்க் பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னு நம்ம பிளான் பண்ணி எக்ஸிக்யூட் பண்ணி அங்கே போனீங்கன்னா ஃபுல் இன்ட்ரெஸ்டோட யூ வில் பி ஒர்க்கிங். ஃபுல் இன்ட்ரெஸ்டோட இன்வால்மெண்டோட நீங்க ஒர்க் பண்ணீங்கன்னா ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கலி யூ வில் பி ரீச்சிங் greater heights. So that is what is called as a career. Okay, right. Now I come to engineers. Right, yeah, so far I was discussing in general about a job and a career. Is it okay? Right, now I come to our own field. The job and the career, this is common for all, not only for engineers. It could be for a doctor, it could be for a auditor, it could be for an economics graduate, for anybody it is applicable. Now I come to our own field, that is engineering, right? So the importance of engineers in society, you know very well. The last session போதே உங்களுக்கு சொன்ன roles and responsibilities of engineers ல நான் உங்களுக்கு சொன்னேன், without engineers the world cannot survive nowadays. It cannot survive. So not, that is the importance of engineers in the society. Even your day-to-day life, one engineer is involved. In your day-to-day life, it is involved, right? There are countless ways in which engineers are important to society, right? Engineering is a profession in which scientific knowledge and maths and experimented with and practice applied with sound judgment to develop ways to benefit mankind. So ultimate aim of an engineer is to benefit mankind. We are working for the society, and engineers are for the benefit of mankind. At most target is the final target is what is called as the benefit to the mankind. We are going to serve the society, whatever may be the branch of engineering. You may be a computer science engineer, you may be a civil engineer, you may be a mechanical engineer, whoever you may be, right? You have to serve the society, service to the mankind. That is the utmost preference for all the engineers. Engineers இல்லாம உங்க day to day life இல்லை, right? உங்க வீட்டுல எடுத்துக்கிட்டீங்கன்னா right from electricity to your construction of home, electricity, even the waste disposal, all these things are being designed and executed by engineers. Is it not, right? Environmental engineer plays a role, right? Electrical engineer plays a role, mechanical engineer plays a role. So without engineers, you just cannot imagine a society to survive, right? Then I'll just show you, just watch a video about engineering, and then we'll proceed further.
Sir, I'll mute everyone, sir. You please unmute your mic, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay.
Sir, audio is not there, sir.
Audio not. Just a minute, I'll check.
Okay.
Just a minute, man.
Okay.
At the Royal Academy of Engineering, we bring together the most talented engineers.
Ma'am, is it audible now?
Sir, audible, sir, audible. Audible, sir.
Thank
yes,
you.
sir. It's clear.
Engineers to advance and promote engineering excellence.
Engineers are the backbone of economies the world over.
Our research programs enable us to make strong connections between industry and academia and to promote and reward innovation and enterprise.
Giving engineers the time to innovate is really quite critical because what we're talking
Please,
about
can
is
you widen the
solving
screen,
puzzles
sir?
and asking ourselves how to get something.
Screen widen பண்ண முடியுமா, sir?
Sure, ma'am. 1 minute.
Picture is very small.
The video itself is small, ma'am. That is a
Yes,
problem.
sir. Okay, okay.
At the Royal Academy of Engineering, we bring together the most talented engineers to advance and promote engineering excellence.
Engineers are the backbone of economies the world over.
Our research programs enable us to make strong connections between industry and academia and to promote and reward innovation and enterprise.
Giving engineers the time to innovate is really quite critical because what we're talking about is solving puzzles and asking ourselves how to get something done.
The Academy Fellows are mentors. They lead by example, and industry listens to them and higher education listens to them. So what they say is incredibly important.
Having one of these Academy Fellows as one of my mentors means that I'm working with somebody who has been a big success in terms of engineering research.
We encourage the next generation of engineers through engagement, recognition, and support.
We're working in primary schools, secondary schools, further education colleges and higher education to encourage young people to consider engineering as an option for their future.
We need the whole range of engineering skills, from the most skilled chartered engineers through to apprentices and vocational trainees.
Inspiration is so important, and the work we do at the Academy is actually to work with teachers to give them the confidence to inspire young people.
We are changing perceptions of engineering, actively working to raise awareness of the contribution of engineers and engineering across the world.
There's been an explosion of interest from the international media in the Queen Elizabeth Prize for Engineering. We've seen our audience reach go up from 100 million people worldwide in 2013 for the inaugural prize to 600 million people around the world in 2015.
As an organisation, we can influence government policy and raise national debate on issues that affect us all.
Engineering is a critical part of the UK economy, and I see that on a day-to-day, week-by-week basis as I visit engineering firms throughout the country. The government is always looking for the best advice wherever it can be found, and for engineering advice, the Royal Academy of Engineering provides an incredible source of expertise across the whole range of engineering.
Our aim is to create a climate where engineering can flourish, where we harness the collective expertise, energy and capacity of the engineering profession for the benefit of society.
The biggest challenge facing engineering right now is ensuring enough people choose engineering careers.
Everyone agrees that we need more engineers looking to the future, And that's a role for all of us. So it's a role for government to provide the necessary incentives, but it's also a role for the engineers themselves. And in that respect, the Royal Academy of Engineering has a very important role.
We are a national academy with a global outlook, putting engineering at the heart of society.
Right. So you might have seen this video, right? So engineers determine the economy of not only the UK or USA or anywhere, they determine the economy of the entire world. That's why I told you, without engineers, the world cannot survive. So they determine the economy of the entire world. Okay, right. Just a brief introduction about the importance of engineering. Okay, right now I take a simple example, right? Candy is chocolate. You winning a 5-star chocolate, suffering a Munches chocolate, suffering a so many chocolates you are taking, right? Just candy. How an engineering is involved in the creation and sale of candy, we'll see, right? Just a chocolate or 5-star chocolate, okay, right? So an electrical engineer designs and regulates the electricity throughout the candy manufacturing plant, right? The 5-star manufacturer plant, so many machineries are available, right? They have to run on power. So then naturally an electrical engineer will design and regulate the electricity throughout the manufacturing process. Is it okay? Right. Then a computer engineer designs a device to monitor and manage the creation of the candy, right? So naturally you have to monitor and manage the creation of the candy continuously. So your system, it is being automated, completely automatic systems nowadays we have. So automatically a computer engineer role is inevitable in the process of making a candy or simply I say a 5-star chocolate. Okay, right. Then a chemical engineer, automatically he will design the correct combination of ingredients. நீங்க எந்த சாக்லேட் எடுத்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னாலும் அதில் ingredients இருக்கு. The correct composition of the ingredients that is to make a particular taste and texture, that has to be designed by a chemical engineer, right? Then so many machines are there, right? So many machines are there, moving, rotating, bringing all the functions are being done mechanically. So automatically mechanical engineer designs the machines in the factory, right? Then environmental engineer, he ensures that the water and air coming into and going out are clean, right? You're using water and air for the manufacturing of candies, right? So automatically the quality of water and air that is coming into the factory and after the process going out of the factory, these two has to be determined by an environmental engineer. Naturally he has to give a certificate. Okay, then environmental engineer certificate na இன்னும் ஒரு ரியல் டைம் எக்ஸாம்பிள் நான் உங்களுக்கு சொல்றேன். You might have heard of Tuticorin, right? Tuticorinல ஒரு agitation நடந்தது தெரியுமா உங்களுக்கு? பேப்பர்ல படிச்சிருப்பீங்க லாஸ்ட் இயர் ஆர் and the year before last. Sterlite factory, a copper smelting factory was there, right? The main criticism on that factory is pollution of the environment. Whether the environmental engineering engineers have given correct certification or not, that was a big question before the court. But finally, the High Court of High Court, Madras High Court, and as well as the Supreme Court of India have ordered closure of the factory. The main reason is certification by the environmental engineers, right? Pollution, air pollution and water pollution. So whatever may be the industry, naturally an environmental engineer has to certify, right, the incoming and outgoing air as well as water. Then an industrial engineer, he analyzes the operations and make recommendations for improving efficiency, how efficiently the machines are working, that has to be studied, and suggestions for improvement that will be given by an industrial engineer. Is it okay? Fine. Then automatically எல்லா buildings வேணும், roads வேணும், எல்லா infrastructure வேணும். All these things will be done by a civil engineer. Okay, right. Then one more, an agriculture engineer oversees the production of the sugar used in the candy. So candy na automatically we need sugar. Sugar எப்படி manufacture பண்றாங்க? They are getting crushing sugar canes in sugar factories, is it not? Then automatically the growing of sugar cane, particular yield வர்ற மாதிரி they have to be developed. So all these things are taken care of by an agriculture engineer. இப்போ பாருங்க ஒரே ஒரு சாக்லேட், இப்போ டேக்கன் ஃபார் an example a 5-star chocolate, ரொம்ப பாப்புலர் நேம் எல்லாருமே முன்னாடி. ஸோ தட் சாக்லேட், ஒரு சாக்லேட் மேனுஃபேக்சரிங் பண்றதுக்கு பாருங்க, we need all these engineers: electrical engineer, computer engineer, chemical engineer, mechanical engineer, environmental engineer, industrial engineering, civil engineering, agriculture engineering, all these things. All these engineers are involved. Okay, right? I can tell you 2 stories related to the efficiency of engineering. I think the time will permit. Okay, 2 stories, right? One, there was a soap manufacturing company, right? நீங்க ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிள் எடுத்தீங்கன்னா, எந்த கம்பெனியும் கரெக்டா நேம் பண்ணல, நான் எனி சோப், ஓகே, ஒரு மெடிமிக் சோப்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க. ஃபைனல் ஸ்டேஜ்ல என்ன ஆகும், சோப் எல்லாமே அந்த பாக்ஸ்ல போட்டு வரிசையா அந்த இதுல வந்துட்டே, இந்த கன்வேயர் பெல்ட்ல வந்துட்டே இருந்து ஒரு பாக்ஸ்ல போய் விடும், அப்புறம் பாக்ஸ் சீல் பண்ணிடுவாங்க. இது என்ன ஆகுது, பை மிஸ்டேக் என்ன ஆகுது, சில பாக்ஸுக்குள்ள சோப் இல்லாமயே வெறும் பாக்ஸ் மட்டும் மூவ் ஆயிட்டு இருக்கு. இப்போ அதை நீங்க அட்டைப்பெட்டியில போடுறீங்க, பேக் பண்ணி நீங்க கடைக்கு அனுப்பிச்சிடுறீங்க. கடையில ஓபன் பண்ணி பார்த்தா என்ன ஆகும், வெறும் அட்டை டப்பா, சோப்பு டப்பா மட்டும் இருக்கும், சோப்பு டப்பாக்குள்ள சோப்பு இருக்காது. திஸ் வாஸ் அ ப்ராப்ளம். இப்போ இது சொல்யூஷன் எப்படி கண்டுபிடிக்கிறதுன்னு they were working hard, right? So people,
Yes, students, kindly mute your mic, please. You're also matured and smart students. Kindly mute your mic, please. Yes,
fine,
sir.
fine, no problem. Right, so that was a problem faced by the company, right? இப்போ பாக்ஸ் போகும்போது ஏதாவது ஒரு லாட்ல ஒரு 100 பீஸ் ஒரு பாக்ஸ்ல போய் ஃபில் ஆகுதுன்னா, ஒரு 2 பீஸ் இல்ல 3 பீஸ் சோப் இல்லாம வெறும் பாக்ஸ் மட்டும் உள்ள போயிடும். தென் ஹவு டு ஓவர் கம் திஸ்? அதுக்கு நிறைய பேர் நிறைய ஐடியாஸ் கொடுத்தாங்க. எலக்ட்ரிக்கல் இன்ஜினியர்ஸ், கம்ப்யூட்டர் இன்ஜினியர்ஸ், மெக்கானிக்கல் இன்ஜினியர்ஸ் எல்லாருமே வந்து நிறைய ஐடியாஸ் கொடுத்தாங்க. ஸ்கேன் பண்ணலாம், அது பண்ணலாம், இது பண்ணலாம்னு நிறைய ஐடியாஸ் கொடுத்துட்டே இருந்தாங்க, ரைட்? அப்போ ஒரு ட்ரெயினி இன்ஜினியர் he was there, he has just joined the company. அவர் ஒரு சிம்பிள் எக்ஸாம்பிள் ஒன்று சொன்னார். என்ன எக்ஸாம்பிள்னீங்கன்னா, அந்த கன்வேயர் கேரி ஆகி சோப் வரிசையாக அந்த கன்வேயர்ல இருக்கும், அந்த சோப் பாக்ஸ் அப்படி மூவ் ஆகி வந்து இந்த பாக்ஸ்ல போய் விடும். அந்த விழுறதுக்கு கொஞ்சம் முன்னாடி ஒரு பெரிய பெடஸ்டல் ஃபேன், நல்ல ஃபோர்ஸா அடிக்கிற ஒரு பெடஸ்டல் ஃபேன் நீங்க பார்த்துருப்பீங்க. ஆல்மோட் ஃபோன்ஸ் எல்லாம் ஃபேன்ஸ் எல்லாம் பார்த்துருப்பீங்க. ஒரு பவர்ஃபுல் ஃபேன் அந்த இடத்துல வச்சிடலாம். அந்த ஃபேன் வச்சு ஓட விட்டீங்கன்னா என்ன ஆகும், பாக்ஸுக்குள்ள சோப் இருந்ததுன்னா அந்த வெயிட்ல அந்த ப்ளோயிங் ப்ளோயர்னால அதுக்கு ஒன்றும் அஃபெக்ட் ஆகாது, அது வாட்டு மூவ் ஆகி போய் பெட்டியில விழுந்துடும். சப்போஸ் அதுல சோப் இல்லைன்னு வச்சுங்க, அது எம்டி பாக்ஸ் என்ன ஆகும், இந்த ப்ளோயர் அவ்வளவு ஃபோர்ஸா ஏர் அங்கேருந்து அந்த ஃபேன் அடிக்கும் போது என்ன ஆகும், அந்த பாக்ஸ் பறந்து போய் அங்கே விழுந்துடும். ரொம்ப சிம்பிள் சொல்யூஷன். இட் வாஸ் given by a trainee engineer. Is it okay? Right. One more example also I can give, the smartness of engineers, right? The manufacturing of cars, right? A manufacturing of car, any one company can take. For example, I am telling Ford Motors, right? Vans, they are ஃபைனல் ஸ்டேஜ் வேன் எல்லாம் மேனுஃபேக்சர் பண்ணியாச்சு, ஃபுல்லா பண்ணிட்டாங்க. ஷெட்டுக்குள்ள வச்சு தான் எல்லாமே டெஸ்ட் பண்ணுவாங்க, ரைட்? எல்லா பார்ட்ஸ் எல்லாமே அசம்பிள். லாரின்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க, இந்த பஸ்ன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க, எனி ஒன் வெஹிக்கிள் எல்லாமே ரெடி. நவ் இப்போ நீங்க அந்த நியூ டிசைன், நியூ மாடல், ஸோ அந்த வெஹிக்கிளை அந்த ஷெட்ல இருந்து அவங்க வெளியே எடுத்துட்டு வரும்போது அப்பதான் அந்த நோட்டீஸ் தட் ஒரு சின்ன மிஸ்டேக் என்னன்னா, அந்த வெஹிக்கிள் வெளியே வர்றதுன்னா அந்த கேட் வழியே வெளியே வர முடியல. ஏன்னா ஒரு 1 இன்ச் அந்த கேட் லெவல் கம்மியா இருக்கு. இந்த உள்ள இருந்து இந்த வேகன் வந்து உள்ள இருந்து வெளியே வர முடியல. என்ன பண்ண முடியும், இந்த பில்டிங்கை அந்த வாசலுக்குள்ள இடிச்சு தான் வெளியே கொண்டு வரணும் இல்லையா? நோ அதர் வே, அப்படித்தானே? அப்போ ஒன்ஸ் அகெயின் ஸ்மார்ட் மெக்கானிக்கல் இன்ஜினியர் கேவ் அன் ஐடியா. என்ன ஐடியான்னு கேட்டீங்க, ரொம்ப சிம்பிள் ஐடியா. என்ன பண்ணாங்கன்னா, 4 டயர் இருக்கு இல்லையா, ஃபுல்லா ஏர் ஃபில்லா இருக்குது இல்லையா, அந்த ஏரை ஃபுல்லா எடுத்து விட்டீங்கன்னா என்ன ஆகும், இன்னும் வெஹிக்கிள் கீழே இறங்கிடும், 2 இன்ச்சு கீழே இறங்கிடும், அப்படித்தானே? இறங்கிட்டா ஹைட் குறைஞ்சிருது. சிம்பிளா they move out the wagon out of the cage, right? So just an example how the smart engineers are working. Okay, fine, right? I'll go to the next slide. So even in the manufacturing of candies, we see the role of engineers. This is just an example. Simply in each and every walk of our life, engineers are involved. This is what I am going to say, right? So for engineering and candy, we can see electrical engineers, computer engineers, chemical engineers, mechanical engineers, environmental, industrial, civil, and agricultural engineers. Okay, right? A simple problem puzzle for you just to break the monotony. Answer: Anybody can say. Jansi madam may differ.
Yes, sir. Dear students, can you give the answer?
Just for an example,
They're
they can even
0, 12. They are giving 0, 12. Think again, check it again, students. Think carefully, look it carefully. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1.
they can say 10 or they can say
1, 12, 0.
We can agree, ma'am. If they say 10, we can agree.
Yes,
Because I have not given any brackets there. Or
Yeah.
if they say it is 1, then also we can take.
Many are telling 1, sir.
Fine. We can agree that, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, girls. Now let me move on to. I am taking, for example, a few branches. Suppose in our institution, we have computer science and engineering, IT, we have electronics and communication engineering, we have electrical and electronics engineering, and biotechnology. So I am considering these 5 branches, and we are going to talk about the scope. As an electrical man, I take electrical and electronics as the first choice. Okay, nothing more than that. Right. So who are electrical and electronics engineers? You just watch a video, and then I'll come back.
What is electronic and electrical engineering? Electronic and electrical engineering combines design creativity with scientific concepts to develop new electrical products, applications, and systems. But what does this really mean? It's designing new types of electronic materials and integrating these into systems. It's advancing healthcare by developing complex biosensors. It's researching systems, control, and propulsion for robotics and autonomous systems. It's developing better power distribution systems for renewable generation in electric vehicles. Electronic engineers are making more efficient, powerful, and universal electronics. Are these things you want to achieve? You might become an electronic engineer if you like combining maths and science, implementing new solutions, designing, building, and testing systems, using your knowledge in business environments, developing your ideas into usable products, taking your practical skills out of the lab and into the world. Studying electronic and electrical engineering involves learning theory in lectures, applying what you learn in practical lab sessions to real-world problems, solving challenging mathematical engineering problems, exploring new technologies, designs, concepts, and products, developing industrial strategies, understanding how to design systems, from materials to circuit architectures and system hardware, working in teams to solve global engineering challenges. By doing these things, you'll gain more than electronic engineering theory. You'll have skills in critical thinking, problem solving, project management, and business acumen. You can work in industries like electronics, avionics and space, robotics, automotive, and information technology, preparing you to make an impact on the world sustainably.
Right. So the electrical engineers, right? What is the role of electrical engineers? What is that we are going to study? Well, no, in what areas we can serve the nation or serve the mankind, that we can see, right? So we are concerned with, electrical engineers are concerned with, sorry for using the word we, being an electrical engineering person belonging to electrical engineering, I'm often using we, right? So one should be concerned with, electrical engineers are concerned with generation, distribution, use of electrical power, control, and instrumentation. Electrical engineers are responsible for generating electric power. You might have seen so many electrical power stations. பக்கத்திலே மேட்டூர் thermal power station பார்த்திருப்பீங்க. பக்கத்திலே மேட்டூர் hydel power station இருக்கு. So from where we generate electric power. அங்க generate ஆகிற power we are distributing to the entire nation. For example, the entire Tamil Nadu we are distributing. And using electric power நீங்க உங்க வீட்ல ஏகப்பட்ட gadgets இருக்கு, right from the domestic water pumpல இருந்து water heaters இருந்து air conditioner இருந்து light, fan, everything, it is running using electric power. And then you have to control, and so many instruments are there in there. So control and instrumentation, right? Then work in manufacturing industry. You can work in a manufacturing industry. You can design electrical machines and equipment and oversee their operation, right? So you can directly work in a manufacturing industry. For example, in local LG, we have Crompton Greaves, we have so many companies, Indian companies, foreign companies. I already told you Siemens, we have Schneider Electric. For example, I'm telling one or two. There are lots and lots of companies are there. Okay, right. So we can work in a manufacturing industry where they manufacture electrical machines or electrical gadgets. Right. There you can design electrical machinery and equipment and oversee the operation. Then you can work with equipment that produces and distributes electricity, just like generators, transmission lines, transformers, lighting, and wiring in building. In that area also you can work. Then you can design machines and ignition systems, right? Ignition systems which are required for automobiles. In all automobiles, you have electronic ignition systems. Nowadays, automobiles are going to be replaced. Automobiles will become electric vehicles. Electric vehicles completely, not more than 10 years it will take. All the diesel vehicles or petrol vehicles will be sidelined and we'll have only electric vehicles, EVs. Even now we can see advertisements in papers. So many, for example, recently you might have seen Tata. I forgotten the name of the brand. I'm sorry, right? Fully electric vehicles. Hyundai is launching fully electric vehicles. Morris Garage, MG, that is also launching fully electric vehicles. So electric vehicles are coming. Maybe in another 10 years, all these diesel and petrol vehicles will be obsolete and we will be using only electric vehicles. When it is an electric vehicle, means then automatically the entire automobile system will be taken care of by electrical engineers only, right? In aircrafts and all kinds of motorized vehicles and equipment. So these are various areas where we need electrical engineers. You can, your passion may be anyone. You can choose your career in any one of these. Okay, right. Then the same thing I have elaborated. Right? You can be a broadcast engineer, you can be a circuit engineer, communication engineer, consumer advocate, design engineer, distribution planning engineers, hardware engineers, helicopter pilot also you can become, right? Then hydro engineers, military officers. In military officers, we have military engineering division, right? Military engineering division. Similarly, you have medical people also, doctors also working in military. So in military, both engineers and doctors will be employed. That is why military officer, right? Network engineer, nuclear power engineer, patent engineer, product development, etc., etc., etc. You can make anyone. So many scopes are available as far as an electrical engineer is concerned. I cannot read all these things leisurely. You can just go through. These are various areas under which an electrical engineer can have his career. Is it okay? Right. So next, I'm going to talk about ECE, Electronics and Communication Engineers, right? Once again, I'll show you a video and then we'll proceed further.
Shortly after graduating, I got a job in what is known as the semiconductor industry. This industry is responsible for the design, validation, characterization, and testing of electronic chips. Electronic chips are used in all consumer electronics and are designed to serve a specific purpose. For example, let's say that you want to send a picture to your friend. How does your cell phone actually do it? Well, a picture first has to be captured. To accomplish this, there exists a device known as an image sensor. This device captures light and essentially stores bits representing colors in an XY coordinate. These bits are then read by a different chip known as a processor and stored into memory. When it's time to send the picture, the processor will package the bits and send them out as a changing voltage with a device known as a digital to analog converter, which converts the bits into an analog signal. The analog signal then goes into a device known as a modulator that basically packages the signal into a carrier signal to facilitate the transmission by controlling the frequency so it does not interact with other signals that might be in the same frequency range. It then proceeds into a device known as an amplifier that will increase the signal strength and finally gets transmitted via the antenna. As you can see, just to transmit a picture, at least 6 different devices are used, each in charge of performing a specific task. Disclaimer, with newer phones year by year, a lot of these devices are integrated into only one device to save internal space, but we'll keep them separate in this video for simplicity and ease of understanding. To ensure that these devices will work properly once they are on your cell phone or tablet or whatever other consumer product you might have, the design and performance of the chip has to be measured. Similar to how when you want to buy a car, you look at the horsepower, the torque, MPG, number of seats, maybe doors, An electronic chip has its own parameters that define its performance and ease of use, known as specifications or specs for short. These specs will vary depending on what kind of device you have, similar to how a Lamborghini will focus on 0 to 60 times and a truck will focus on its max load. Now let's dive into the exact part of the industry that I work in to better understand what it is that I actually do. As I mentioned before, the industry is responsible for the design, validation, characterization, and final testing of electronic chips. I just happen to get a job in the division that is in charge of characterizing and testing all these electronic chips. In a nutshell, characterization is testing performance over some given parameter to ensure the device will work in different environments. As an example, let's say that you wanted to find the condition where you can run your fastest mile. Well, to do this, you would have to run the mile several times with controlled conditions such as temperature, running shoes, hours slept, incline, and even the time of the day. In the same manner, integrated chips, or ICs for short, are tested over many different conditions like temperature, voltage levels, current load, and even the manufacturing process. And this is where I come in. I'm in charge of designing and developing the required software and hardware to characterize and test these electronic chips to ensure that when they get to the palm of your hand, they work properly. If you're interested in what I mean by designing and developing the hardware and software, please watch part 2, which I'll leave in the description below. Also, if you have any more questions, please leave a comment and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more videos.
Right, so the brief introduction about what these easy people are doing, right? Once again, they are employed in industries manufacturing electronic equipment, research and development, right? Then marketing and sales jobs for electronic products or other options, design, implementation and testing in semiconductor industry. This is where most of the people will land in people with EC qualification. Naturally, they'll be looking for any semiconductor industry, right? Then algorithm design, testing, support engineers, and EDA companies, right? Then electronic engineers who specialize in biomedical equipment, they find employment with bioengineering industries. Biomedical engineering, this is a growing field you might have come across. For example, if you go to hospital, any doctor, he is, of course, he is basically examining, but he is fully supported by the electronic devices. He may ask you to get a scan report, MRI scan, CT scan, what is that? Then heartbeat, what your ECG, EEG, all these things are electronic gadgets. Without electronic gadgets, I'm sorry to say, or if I may be wrong also, the present day doctors cannot function without biomedical equipment. Without biomedical equipment, they heavily dependent on these devices to give the test results, right? So automatically, a part and parcel of the medical service, also electronics engineers. So biomedical engineering is a branch of electronics and electronics engineering. Okay, right. Then in wearable devices, what is that? Now we have the smart textiles. We call it as, suppose your clothes will have chips that will show your blood pressure, your heartbeats, right? The temperature in which the body is maintained. All these things they will be displayed. So smart devices, smart textiles we have, smart clothes we have. Okay, for example, to be very ரொம்ப சிம்பிளா உங்களுக்கு எக்ஸாம்பிள் சொல்லணும்னா, இப்போ கோவிட் சீசன் நீங்க எங்க போனாலும் உங்க கையில சானிடைசர் போட சொல்றாங்க. முதல்ல எல்லாம் எப்படி இருந்துச்சு? கால்ல பிரஸ் பண்ணி அந்த சானிடைசர் விழும், அது நீங்க கையில தொடச்சிக்க, கீழே ஒரு பெடல் மாதிரி வச்சிருப்பாங்க, அதை பிரஸ் பண்ணிட்டு பண்ண சொன்னாங்க. இப்போ லாப் லேட் நீங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா எப்படி இருக்கும்? சும்மா நீங்க கையை வச்சீங்கனால ஸ்ப்ரே ஆகும் இல்லையா? சானிடைசர் ஸ்ப்ரே ஆகுது. இன்னைக்கு ஈவன் கோயிலுக்கு போனா கூட கோயில் வாசல் எல்லாம் வச்சிருக்காங்க, பெரிய கோயில் வாசல் எல்லாம் வச்சிருக்காங்க. கையை மட்டும் நீட்டினா போதும் ஸ்ப்ரே ஆகுது. How it is? It's a sensor based. Once again, work of an electronics engineer. Sensor இருக்கு, நீங்க கை வச்சீங்கன்னா ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா சென்சர் லைட் கட் ஆகும், கட் ஆச்சுன்னா ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா the nozzle will be open and the சானிடைசர் வில் பி ஸ்ப்ரேட். அது எவ்வளவு ஸ்ப்ரே ஆகுது? ஒரு ஃபிராக்ஷன் ஆஃப் டைம்க்கு டக்குன்னு ஒரு செகண்ட் ஸ்ப்ரே நின்றுது. அவ்வளவுதான், உங்க கை கழுவுற அளவுக்கு அதுல சானிடைசர் வரும் இல்லையா? ஆல் தீஸ் திங்ஸ் எலக்ட்ரானிக் கண்ட்ரோல்ஸ். சிமிலர்லி உங்க உடம்புலயே நீங்க உங்க ஷர்ட்டாவே போட்டுக்கலாம், ஒரு மானிட்டரிங் டிவைஸ் ஒரு ஷர்ட்டாவே போட்டீங்கன்னா அதுலயே வந்து உங்களுக்கு மானிட்டர் ஆயிடும், ரைட்? உங்க பிளட் ப்ரெஷர் என்ன, ஹார்ட் பல்ஸ் என்ன, சுகர் என்ன, ஈவன் சுகர் நான் இன்வேசிவ் டெஸ்டிங் இஸ் பீங் டன் பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் த அட்வென்ட் ஆஃப் எலக்ட்ரானிக்ஸ். முன்னாலெல்லாம் சுகர் டெஸ்ட் பண்ணணும்னா கையில பிளட் எடுக்கணும், ஊசி வச்சு குத்துவாங்க, பிளட் வரும், இதுல வச்சு எடுப்பாங்க. இப்ப நான் இன்வேசிவ் டெக்னிக் இருக்கு, சும்மா ஒரு கிளிக் பண்ணீங்கன்னா போதும் உங்க பிளட் சுகர் லெவல் என்னங்கிறத இந்த டிவைஸ் ஷோ. So that is a advancement of electronics. Okay, right. Then these are the various companies. Okay, product companies, service companies, design and automation companies, software, hardware, IP companies. Okay, IP companies, intellectual property. Then product companies, A6, இதெல்லாமே நீங்க எலக்ட்ரானிக்ஸ்ல படிப்பீங்க, right? A6 means specific application specific integrated circuits. Okay, so in microprocessor, microcomputers, the name of the companies, MediaTek, Qualcomm, Intel. Intelல நீங்க ரொம்ப frequent-ஆ கேள்விப்பட்டிருப்பீங்க. உங்க லேப்டாப் எதை எடுத்தாலும் ஒரு உள்ள ஒரு இன்டெல் ப்ராசஸர் இருக்கும். நீங்க ஸ்பெசிஃபிகேஷன் பார்த்தீங்க, அதே மாதிரி Qualcomm நீங்க பார்த்திருப்பீங்க. உங்க மொபைல்ஸ்ல, ஈவன் உங்க மொபைல்ஸ்லயே நீங்க பார்த்திருப்பீங்க. நேம்ஸ் ஆஃப் கம்பெனிஸ், ரைட்? எலக்ட்ரானிக்ஸ் கம்பெனிஸ். எங்க in Silicon Valley in USA, many companies, these devices companies are functioning. Okay, then we have service companies, we have design and automation companies, we have IP companies, right? All processor, ARM processor, all these things are there. You have an area, these are the various areas where you can find, you can fix your interest and you can work on it, and naturally you can plan your career. Is it okay? Just for an example, இது மட்டும் இல்ல, நிச்சயமா இது மட்டும் இல்ல, நான் ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிளுக்காக சில கம்பெனிஸும் சில ஏரியாஸும் போட்டுருக்கேன், just to create an awareness among you. அவ்வளவுதான், நீங்க இது மட்டும் தான் நினைச்சுக்காதீங்க. So many things are available. Being in first year, என்னால ரொம்ப elaborate அந்த ஒவ்வொரு ப்ராசஸர்னா என்ன இது என்னங்கறத I am not able to tell you, or you may not understand when I explain word by word. So in general நான் சொல்றேன், these are the broad areas and the broad, just a few names of the companies. Okay, so based on that we can plan your career. Right now I'm for want of time little bit rushing up, right? So I will talk about computer science and engineering. You just watch the video, I'll come back. So video will be running for around 2 minutes. Yeah, 2 minutes, and then I'll come back.
Since I was a kid, my dad had worked for HP, and I worked alongside him building computers. And so learning about that really raised my interest in computer architecture, and thus that really translated me into wanting to major in computer engineering.
So originally, I just liked math and computers. I had taken a programming class my junior year of high school, and I fell in love with it. And the only major that made sense was computer engineering.
Computer engineering is the perfect balance of learning, the electrical engineering and the software engineering that goes into making all the computers and advanced other computing devices you see around you.
That bridge between electrical engineering and computer science, I feel like that's what makes computer engineering very unique. Taking just the little pieces of everything you know and putting them together, creating solutions for whatever ideas that you have.
Not just desktop computers, but also embedded computers like you might find like a Fitbit or like an iPhone.
Your result is always going to be something that moves or something that flashes or a physical output, which I think was my biggest drive to choosing CE versus CS, for example.
University of Michigan's computer architecture and EECS in general is very strong. Actually, this summer I'll be working at Apple, and so pretty much when I went through the interview process, they came here, and all the coursework I had gone through here was pretty much what they asked me in the interview. So I think I was very well prepared.
The professors, they always just give you the tools, they teach you about the tools and maybe how to use them, and then they give you a problem that challenges you to use those tools to create your own solution. And I feel like that's definitely a great skill to have in the real world, and not just with technology, but just life in general. Whatever's going to be out there, you have to reach into what you know to kind of make your own path.
The computer is the embodiment of organization, and what I've been learning here is all the different ways that we can create a computer that's maybe a little bit faster here, or maybe a little bit more power efficient or smaller here. And so I hope that as I move into the industry, I can help work with other engineers to continue that evolution of computing as a whole.
Right. So, of course, everyone, you yourself will know the importance of computer science engineering. What are the avenues we have? What are the scopes we have? We know already. Of course, you may be aware of it already, right? So they can be employed in design, manufacture, maintain computer hardware and computer-based information control systems, because nowadays everywhere we have computer-based information systems. Everywhere, wherever you go, you are able to pay your electricity bill, right? Just by sitting in your home. How is it possible, right? Then you are able to book a ticket for a show in a theater, or you are able to book a ticket in the railways, trains, or in buses. All these things are made possible. Complete networking, is it not? All these things are possible nowadays. And you can apply scientific theory and engineering design to use and develop new computer hardware or software. We can develop new softwares and new hardwares. They are coming daily, every day a new software is being developed, a new hardware is being developed, right? So advancement is so fast in the area of computer science and engineering. You can write programs to solve problems. So many problems are there. You can write a program to solve the problem. Day to day life also you can do in your college. When you enter into the college, even you can maintain your classroom attendance, right? Just by you can check the people coming in, identify them, and you can mark your attendance. You can write a program and execute with the necessary hardware devices that you can do. For example, I am telling, is it okay? Right. So you can, for each and every problem, you can find a solution using a software. Right. Then design new systems and machines such as robots, and they rely on computers to operate them automatically. Naturally, the robots will be controlled by computers. And design and testing in semiconductor industry, algorithm testing, designing, and support engineers in companies. Right. All these are the various scopes. Once again, my dear students, just I'm highlighting a few alone, right? For one part, I cannot tell all these resources available, right? So just highlight a few. These are just a tip of an iceberg you can take. Okay, right. Right. Then various areas, right? Software engineer, software sales manager, all these things. Hardware, you can become a hardware engineer, you can become a software engineer, you can become a software developer, you can become a software testing. So many avenues are there to fix your career. Okay, right. Then IT engineer, you can just go through the video and then we'll come back for the what are the various avenues for IT engineers.
Sir, can you say about something of biotech regarding
Yes,
biotech?
madam.
They're
It
asking,
is there,
sir.
ma'am. It is there, ma'am. It is
Yes, sir.
there.
Yes, sir.
I will come to
Yes,
that
sir.
also.
Hi, I'm Sania Khan, an IT engineer from India. I'm involved in the development of the intelligence software for the transmission systems for the passenger cars. I am working currently as an on-site project coordinator in ZF Friedrichshafen. I am one of the first engineers to be hired by ZF India Technology Center. Working for signal processing and controls engineering has been my passion, and ZF has connected me towards it. My motivation to work for ZF is that I can see the complete product development, right from an idea to a finished product. That's why I think ZF is the best place to work in automotive industry.
Right. So information technology, more or less on paper, it may look similar to computer science and engineering, but the basic difference is computer science and engineering people, they will concentrate more on the hardware part. The IT engineers, software, then it is embedded with communication engineering. So that is what we call it as IT engineering, right? So நீங்க ரொம்ப raw concept understand பண்ணிக்கலாம்னா computer science engineering they will be concentrating more on hardware, right? The IT people will be concentrating more on software side. So embedded with communication techniques. Is it okay? For raw concept, okay? Just for basic understanding. Right. The information technologies are omnipresent. Yet IT engineering remains a mystery to many. Most people, IT engineer is a wizard behind screen who makes sure computer works smoothly. To an extent, they might be right, but there is so much more to the occasion than just installing a firewall and updating the operating systems, right? So what it means is that just they're working behind the computer and make it work. They are not they're concentrated only on software, but it is not so exactly. Firewalls, you know what is a firewall? Using a firewall, you can block unwanted element in your computer when it is connected with the network. நீங்க நெட் பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கிறீங்க, தேவையில்லாத வெப்சைட்ஸ் பார்க்க வேண்டாம்னா using a firewall we can block, right? So that you have to design a firewall. So only அதுதான் IT engineers role. ஆனா இல்லை, in all communication fields, all networking fields are being managed by the IT engineers. That's why I told you the software plus the operating systems and then the communication systems. Okay, so continuously they will be working in alignment. So that is a role of an IT engineer. So many roles we can say similar to computer science and engineering. So many roles are there. Big data engineer, data scientist, data analyst, right? Database administration, full stack developer, information system manager. Or these are the various avenues available for information technology engineers, right? Mostly CSE and IT will be working hand in hand, or they will be working in tandem. Okay, right. Then, as many of your students asked for biotech engineering, I'll come down to biotechnology. Right, you'll just watch a video and then I will come back.
I decided to study the Bachelor of Engineering in Biotechnology because I want to be able to solve problems that the society is facing, and I want to be able to use my ideas and my creativity in a constructive way. I also want to have an interesting and dynamic job. And engineering is all about creating, developing and optimizing, so it cannot get boring. So I want to wake up in the morning and feel that I want to go to work, and I think this is the right education for me.
Our program is placed in Kalundborg because this is the largest production facility in Denmark for the biotech industry. We are very close to these companies and we collaborate with them. They also participate as being part of the teaching staff. They provide cases and projects for our students to solve.
So by getting the practical experience and not only the theory, it prepares us better for the working life that we will have afterwards. It increases our own experience in the field and also our connections with the companies and relationship with people, which will probably help us afterwards in getting a job. That's an advantage. So in order to take this education, you have to have an interest in chemistry and mathematics. Because they are very closely related in the biotechnological field, but mathematics is more deep into it. In the second semester we continue with mathematics, and then we have an elective course also in mathematics for who wants to learn even more. So it is a major focus.
The program is designed so that you have some theoretical courses where you learn sort of the basic chemistry, math, physics, and then you have project-based courses where you apply this theoretical knowledge in solving a case, e.g. from a company or something else. So you use your theoretical knowledge to solve a practical problem that is relevant for industry.
Careers opportunities that this education could provide for us would be in the biotechnological field, in chemistry field, even environmental issues, for example, or medicine developing. You could also study a master or a PhD afterwards if you want to do more than that. But there are so many jobs already for engineers. That's the good part about having the education here in Kalundborg, is because we have all these companies. So we are surrounded. So it's so easy to get a job.
Program because we have a very unique collaboration with the biotech industry that is located here in the area. We have class-based teaching, we have a focus on dialogue between teachers and students. We have project-based courses where the collaboration with the companies become even more sort of intense, where you solve real-life problems for the companies.
Right. So biotechnology, right? So biotechnology is a research and study of microorganism, bioorganism, cell functions in living beings. It is basically blend of both biological science and technology. So they should have a strong knowledge of, they should develop their information or knowledge in the field of chemistry as well as biology, right? So they are doing wonders right from the venom of snakes, right? They are doing research and they are developing it into medicine for various purposes. Just one example I'm telling. One fine morning they can invent a tablet. Tablet that can be done, right? Just an imagination today, but the biotechnology people can do that also, right? So biotechnology engineering is the field of chemical engineering and applied biology that incorporates the use of living things in technology, medicine, engineering, and other significant applications. Working on, you have to be ready to do research continuously. And the mindset should be you have to go research, research, and research. You can find so many things. People are working continuously working. The biotechnology people are working and they have wonders. They have done wonders. For example, சின்ன எக்ஸாம்பிள் சொல்றதா இப்போ உங்களுக்கு ஸ்வீட் கார்ன் தெரியும், சின்ன அது என்ன மக்காச்சோளம் இருக்குது, மக்காச்சோளத்துல இருந்து ஸ்வீட்டை மட்டும் எக்ஸ்ட்ராக்ட் பண்ணிடலாம். People have done, the biotechnology people have done. Similarly, so many things are being done for the benefit of the society or for the benefit of the mankind. So that is the role of biotechnology engineers, right? So what are the avenues where you can work? If I say a lab technician, don't underestimate that lab attendant. Lab technician is a person who is doing continuous research and he is doing medicines. பல ஸ்கோப்ஸ் இருக்கு. நான் தான் உங்களுக்கு எக்ஸாம்பிள் சொன்னேன். venom of a snake, that is பாம்பு விஷத்துல இருந்து they are extracting some useful substance and they are converting into medicine. So these things are being done by the technicians. Okay, right? Then you can be a research scientist, you can be a professor, you can be research, you can concentrate on research, you can be a science writer. Beginning of the slide la na technical writing சொன்னேன். இப்போ I am quoting it as science writer. ரெண்டுக்கு ஒரு சின்ன டிஃபரன்ஸ் இருக்கு. Technical writer, I already told you, information brochures or operation manuals இதெல்லாமே ரைட் பண்ணுவாங்க. ஸோ நீங்க ஒரு டிவி வாங்குனீங்கன்னா அது இன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷன் மேனுவல் இருக்கும், அந்த கண்டென்ட் எழுதினீங்கன்னா அது டெக்னிக்கல் ரைட்டிங். What is a science writer means? Science writer, he should be basically a man who has sound knowledge in science, or he can be a scientist, right? So he has to observe the R&D activities, என்னெல்லாம் நடக்குது, என்னென்ன புது இன்வென்ஷன்ஸ் எல்லாம் வந்திருக்குது, அந்த இன்வென்ஷன்ஸை you have to take it to the people. மக்களுக்கு புரியுற மாதிரி ஒரு content you have to write. So many magazines are available. ஒரே ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிள் சொன்னேன். சயின்டிபிக் அமெரிக்கன் ஒரு பியூட்டிஃபுல் மேகசின் இருக்கு. நீங்க வேணா யூ கேன் ஜஸ்ட் சி ஆன்லைன்லேயே. நீங்க 1 or 2 pages நீங்க சப்ஸ்கிரிப்ஷன் பே பண்ணீங்கன்னா ஃபுல்லா பார்க்க முடியாது. சும்மா 1 or 2 pages சாம்பிள் நீங்க பார்க்கலாம். சயின்டிபிக் அமெரிக்கன் வெரி இட்ஸ் கமிங் ஃப்ரம் யூஎஸ், ரைட்? ஸோ சிமிலர்லி சோ மெனி மேகசின்ஸ் ஆர் அவைலபிள். அதுக்கு கண்டென்ட் எழுதுறது எல்லாமே சயின்ஸ் ரைட்டர்ஸ் எழுதுவாங்க. they should have sound knowledge in that particular area, or they can be scientist even. Okay, so you can become a biotechnologist or quality control officer. So these are the various avenues as far as the biotechnology is concerned. One thing you keep in mind, you please focus your mind towards research. Research, and research. You finish off your BTech. It is my personal advice, right? You can finish off your BTech and you go for, definitely you have to go for higher studies and research. Then you have wide scope for biotechnology engineers. Is it okay? Right. One more time permits. Madam, can I continue for another 5 minutes?
Yes, sir. They are asking some projects in biotechnology, sir, and job opportunities in India. So the video shown is in abroad. Ma'am, can you tell opportunities in India? What are the companies recruiting? Like that.
Yeah, that's what that's what I told them. At present, people, you have to go for your higher education. You have to complete your what is called as you can go for your PG in MTech, or you can focus on research. Research laboratories are available in India. They're recruiting. Of course, I have not included the names in that. You give me sometime either tomorrow, or you can just give me your mail ID. I can just mail you the list of companies they are being recruiting. Is it okay? I apologize for not including the names of Indian companies. I don't have it now. If the people can share their mail ID, I can just mail to them directly. Girls, please excuse me, I have not included that names of the companies. We have scopes. You have to join as a, with BTech also people are joining, but after joining, you have to focus on research and you have to improve your qualification, right? You can go abroad also. So many scopes are available. Is it okay? The names and the laboratory, research laboratory, and the names, I'll just give you. Is it okay? Suddenly, I couldn't recall the names of the laboratories, and then I missed the slides also. Just you can just please mail me, then I will reply you the names of the companies.
Sir, some projects, bio-related, biomedical projects they are asking, sir. Can you suggest some projects students can do, sir?
Now they want to do now.
There are some projects, small projects for the students, sir. Biomedical, related as a herbal coated mask or something related to the small projects they want to do, sir. Can you give some idea related to the project, sir? Like you said, no, sir, that is a sanitizer, automatic sanitizer vendor.
Yes, that is a sanitizer that can people with electronics people can do. Electrical people and electronics people can do.
The combination.
Yeah, that is my own area, so that I was easy to, it was easy for me to tell a project. because biotechnology is not my area, means, so that's why I'm just thinking.
Okay, students, and tomorrow
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
discuss and we'll
Yeah.
ask some of the faculty members to give the
Yes,
project
right.
related
Yes,
to
madam.
from the
They will be the right
biotechnology.
person.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
they will be the right persons to give, madam.
Biotechnology department, we'll ask some professor to discuss about it related to that.
Sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry. I couldn't tell now
All right,
immediately.
sir. No problem, sir. No problem, sir. No problem,
Right,
sir.
dear girls.
Any other questions, dear students,
just a
related
minute,
to
ma'am.
quickly?
Just a minute, ma'am. Just a
Related to
minute.
electrical?
Ma'am, I'll finish off in another 2 minutes
Yes,
and
sir.
then people can.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
மனோஜ் ஒரு கட்டப்பை போட்டு வந்து தேடிக்கிட்டு இருக்கான்.
Dear students, kindly mute your mic, please. Dear students, kindly mute your mic, please.
Okay, girls. So far we are talking about the career opportunities for engineers. So I will just consolidate, right? So initially I was differentiating between what is a job and what is a career, right? Job is a thing which you get just for time being. You just take a job or to earn your daily bread. You take career. It is out of your passion. You plan and execute and attain your career. So we were discussing briefly about job and career. And then what is the role of engineers in society? That also we discussed. Without engineers, it will be a great loss for the society, or the society cannot survive without engineers. That I was talking. And then we are talking about the specific fields: electrical and electronics engineers, electronics and communication engineers, and computer science engineers, IT engineers, and then biotechnology engineers. So what is the role of the biotechnology engineers or CSE engineers or IT engineers, and what are the scopes available? What careers you can choose? All these things briefly I have told you. I don't say I have told all the things available. Very briefly I have told you. And the biotechnology girls, you can always contact me. I'll just try to find out some projects for you. I'll discuss with my colleagues and I'll tell you. And the name of the laboratories also, I'll just mail to you. Okay, I forgotten to include the name of the laboratories here, right? So many, even in Ooty we have one laboratory, in Chennai we have a laboratory. I forgotten the names and I couldn't recall fast. Okay, so I just apologize and then I'll mail to you. So these things I have discussed with you so far. I hope you have understood, right? Then I am concluding my speech with a brief speech of our beloved former President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. How to face failures, right? You are choosing a career and you are working on it, and he is advising us how to face the failures. With this video, I'll just conclude. Okay, thank you, all of you.
We should know how to handle, not only how to handle the success, how to handle the failures. Particularly you are in the management environment, I want the young people to understand how to manage the failure. Because any task you do, you have to come across problem. Problem should not become the captain of the individual or the project chief. The project chief should become the captain of the problems and defeat the problem and succeed. Learning gives creativity. Creativity leads to thinking. Thinking provides knowledge. Knowledge makes you great. History has proven that those who dare to imagine the impossible are the ones who break all the human limitations. In every field of human endeavor, whether science, medicine, sports, arts or technology, the names of the people who imagined the impossible are engraved in our history. By breaking the limits of their imagination, they change the world. You take C.V. Raman, you take Newton, you take Einstein, you take Chandrasekhar. By breaking the limits of their imagination, they change the world. If you want to be discoverers, if you want to be innovators, I am going to give you what type of characteristic you must have. Invention and discoveries have emanated from creative minds. that have been constantly working and imaging the outcome. The telephone, he was imaging the outcome in the mind. With imaging and constant effort, all the forces of the universe work for that inspired mind, thereby leading to invention discoveries.
Sir, I would like to hear from you a few tips for the upcoming generation to succeed in life.
Well, succeeding life, I have already told you.
Yes, sir.
You have to do 4 things, okay? Number 1, great aim.
Great aim.
I will have great aim.
I will have great aim.
I will
I will
continuously acquire knowledge.
continuously acquire knowledge.
Oh, I will do hard work.
I will do hard work.
I will persevere
I will persevere
and succeed.
and succeed.
Okay, that's the mantra.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, girls. Thank you. I hope to some extent I was able to meet your expectations and you have taken something from me. You have taken something from me today. Is it okay? Thank you. Thank you for your patient hearing. If at all you can any queries, you can always feel free. You can just contact me through mail. I'm ready to help you. Is it okay? Thank you, all of you. Thank you.
So thank you so much, sir. Really, your session was really inspiring. There are lots of takeaway from your session, sir. Students
Thank
are
you,
very much thankful for your wonderful, informative, and dynamic session. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you,
And
madam. Thank you.
can we ask some? Whether shall we ask the students to pose questions, sir? If there is.
Sure, sure, sure. I'm
The
ready.
students and they're asking already. They asked about the opportunity for CST, sir. Career opportunity for CST. They are asking.
Computer science and engineering.
CST, Computer Science and Technology. CST.
Yeah, okay. Yes, madam. See, computer science and technology or computer science and engineering or information and technology. I already told you there will be a slight difference between these two. Some people will be concentrating on hardware and software along with information systems or communication systems. This is the basic difference. So always you can become a you can choose a career. So many MNCs are available, right? You can fix your aim to become to start a career in Amazon. This is a product-based company or service-oriented company. You can go for Microsoft. You can choose, right? Or you can choose TCS. So many software companies, software giants are there. You can land in any one of these companies, provided you have to don't go in for testing side. You always try to become a software developer. It will always help you, right? So many software giants are there. So many to add. In fact, many campus interviews are being conducted by these software companies. For example, Zoho, Wipro, all Indian companies, right? So Amazon, MNC, we can take Siemens, right? Apple, all these things we can land in. The only difference is either it is computer science and engineering or computer science and technology or information and technology. The same companies will be coming to recruit you. The names of the companies are one and the same, but the venues for which they are recruiting will be slightly different. The application in which area you are going to be posted, that alone is going to differ. So the companies are same for all these three branches. Okay.
That's all, students. Any other question? Is there any other question, students? You can post it in the. And similarly, they are again asking for biomedical engineering. The students, I will one faculty from biomedical department or biotech department to share your clear your doubts and share the idea.
Yeah, the name of the laboratories under the small projects you are asking, ma'am. I can just mail to them tomorrow.
Can you give a mail ID, sir?
Yes. It is Sendilkumar EEE at vcew.ac.in. Sendilkumar EEE.
Sir, I type, sir. Please check, sir.
For sure, in the chat box you have. Okay.
Sendilkumar EEE at
vcew.ac.in.
vcew.in, sir.
.ac.in.
.ac.in.
Yeah, any queries they can just post me. I will answer immediately. in a day. I won't take more than 1 day.
Sir, please check, sir, whether it's correct.
Yeah, it is correct. It is correct.
Okay, sir. So, dear students, if you have any queries or any doubts, you can post your questions in the mailbox, and the sir will be grateful to answer your questions.
I'm always ready.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you so much, sir. Your session was so informative and very smooth and very friendly manner. Students enjoyed a lot, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. I
And
also have
one more
to thank
question
you.
they're asking, the
Yes,
highest
madam.
salary package in the IT department.
In
They're
our
asking, dear students, we'll ask the placement officer. Already he gave that information. Again, you can post your questions to the placement officer if after coming to the college. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam. Thank you for giving me an opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Dear students, I'll share one video now. Please go through the innovation, small innovation, which will be very helpful to your projects. Sir, is it visible, sir? Clear, sir? Audio and video? Sir, whether it's clear now, audio and video?
Then there is no video.
Dear students, so given the video, do you like this? Yes, students. So similarly, we have so many small projects, even for the domestic use. No, நம்ம வீடுகள்ல சின்ன சின்ன காரியங்களுக்கு, எஸ்பெஷலி பயோமெடிக்கலுக்கு எல்லாம் பாத்தீங்கன்னா, பயோடெக்னாலஜி ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் இப்ப நம்ம இது யூஸ் பண்றோம். கொசுக்கு வந்து மஸ்கிட்டோ ரிப்பெல்லர் யூஸ் பண்றோம். அதுல வந்து we can make use of herbals, especially neem leaves and கிராம்பு அதெல்லாம் போட்டு ஹெர்பலா தயாரிக்கிறாங்க. that will be very good for health also, because just இப்ப கரண்டா யூஸ் பண்ற மஸ்கிட்டோ ரிப்பெல்லர்ல அந்த liquid is not good for health, but we can make use of herbal mosquito repeller liquid and you can prepare at home itself. Similarly, நீங்க திங்க் பண்ணுங்க, ஸ்மால் திங்ஸ் இருக்கும் நம்ம வீடுகள்லயே. டொமஸ்டிக் யூஸ்ல நிறைய டெக்னிக்கலா இப்ப பார்த்தோம். நம்ம கிராசரிக்கு பார்த்தோம், ஈவன் கிளீனிங்க்கு பார்த்தோம், அண்ட் ஈவன் ஃபார் துணி காய போடுறதுக்கு பார்த்தோம். so many small ideas will make a great things ma. so definitely you people are very smart. so really மா, உங்களோட நாங்க பேசுறது இந்த காலையில ப்ரோக்ராம் எப்படா வரும்னு இருக்கு எனக்கு. சோ ரொம்ப இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங். அவங்க எப்ப ஜாயின் பண்ணுவோம், வெரி இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங். நீங்க வந்தாலே அவ்வளவு பாசிட்டிவ் எனர்ஜி, எவ்வளோ யூ பீப்புள் ஆர் லைக் யூ ஆர் ஸ்ப்ரெடிங் தி ஃப்ராக்ரன்ஸ் ஆஃப் பாசிட்டிவ் எனர்ஜி டு எவ்ரிவன் டு திஸ் ப்ரோக்ராம். ஸோ ரியலி தேங்க்யூ ஸோ மச். இதே மாதிரி நிறைய ப்ராஜெக்ட்ஸ் காமிச்சு நீங்க யூ ஷுட் ப்ரூவ் யுவர் செல்ஃப். ஜஸ்ட் ஸ்பீக் மட்டும் பத்தாது, நம்ம வி ஷுட் ப்ரூவ் அவர் செல்ஃப். யுவர் நல்ல சாஃப்ட் ஸ்கில்ல, ஸ்போக்கன்ல, கம்யூனிகேஷன்ல, கவிதையில எல்லாம் பூந்து விளையாடுறீங்க. அதே மாதிரி உங்க ப்ராஜெக்ட்ஸ்லயும் காமிச்சு யூ பிகம் அ ஃபென்டாஸ்டிக் இன்ஜினியரா வர்றதுக்கு இதெல்லாம் ஒரு சின்ன ஐடியாஸ். இதை யூஸ் பண்ணி நெக்ஸ்ட் நிறைய பண்ணுங்க. ஓகே, தேங்க்யூ ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ். டியர் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ், தேங்க்யூ so much for your wonderful presence and your positive vibrations. Thank you so much. And regarding books and things and college opening, college inform பண்ணுவாங்கம்மா, அப்ப நாங்க சொல்றோம் உங்களுக்கு. So still we didn't get any information. நாங்க கிடைச்ச பிறகு உங்களுக்கு சொல்றோம். போல் வந்து நீங்க ஆல்ரெடி போட்டாங்க, அதனால சார் இப்ப பேனான்னு இருக்காங்க. ப்ராஜெக்ட் ரிசர்ச் இன்னும் நிறைய பேர் ப்ராஜெக்ட் பண்ணணுமா. many of you have to do the project. I'm waiting for everyone to do the projects. சின்னதோ பெருசோ, வருதோ சக்சஸோ ஃபெயிலியரோ எதுனாலும் பரவாயில்லமா. I'm waiting for everyone to do the project. இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய யூடியூப்ல ஸ்மால் ஐடியாஸ் ப்ராஜெக்ட்ஸ் இருக்கு. ஏதோ ஒரு ப்ராஜெக்ட் அது சின்னதா பண்ணுங்க, எல்லாருமே பண்ணுங்க. that is the proof for your talent. clear? ஓகே, ட்ரை த ப்ராஜெக்ட் மா. நீங்க எல்லாம் பண்ணுங்க. நாளைக்கெல்லாம் யாராவது ப்ராஜெக்ட் காமிக்கணும், ஒரு 5-6 பேராவது ப்ராஜெக்ட் காமிங்க. அதுதான் உங்களோட கெரியருக்குரிய ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஸ்டெப். உங்க ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஸ்டெப் நல்லா சக்சஸ்ஃபுல்லா எடுத்து வைங்க. தேங்க்யூ so much. Also you give your name, contestants name to Kavya ma'am. phone number கொடுத்திருக்கேன், அந்த நேம கொடுத்துருங்க. அதே மாதிரி ஃப்ரைடே we shall have a contest. அந்த கான்டெஸ்ட்லயும் ப்ராஜெக்ட்க்கு கொஞ்சம் ஒரு 20 minutes, half an hour நம்ம அலாட் பண்ணிக்கலாம். டிபார்ட்மெண்ட் போன் பரவாயில்லமா, நாளைக்கு சேர்த்து போட்டுக்கலாம். அண்ட் ப்ராஜெக்ட்ஸ் ஆர் வெரி பர்டிகுலர்மா. பிகாஸ் எதுக்கு சொல்றேன் அப்படின்னா, the project only will decide your career path. நீங்க வந்து சின்னதோ பெருசோ, ஏதோ சக்சஸோ ஃபெயிலியர் இப்ப நாங்க பார்த்தோம். ஈவன் அந்த கிராசரி, இந்த மளிகை ஜாமா எடுக்கிறது கூட ஒரு சின்னதா டிசைன் பண்ணி பண்ணாங்க பாத்தீங்களா, அத மாதிரி நீங்க டிசைன் பண்ணலாம். பயோமெடிக்கலுக்கு நிறைய ப்ராஜெக்ட்ஸ் நான் ட்ரை பண்ணி உங்களுக்கு நான் வீடியோ எடுத்து காமிக்கிறேன். நிறைய பாருங்க. ஈவன் ஹெர்பல்ல, ஆர்கானிக்ல நிறைய ப்ராஜெக்ட்ஸ் இருக்கு. அதெல்லாம் நீங்க பாருங்க. பார்த்துட்டு யூ ட்ரை. ஆல் தி பெஸ்ட். தேங்க்யூ so much all of you, dear students. Yes students, anyone can do any projects. யாருனாலும் என்ன ப்ராஜெக்டாலும் பண்ணலாம். லெஃப்டையோ எல்லாமே இப்பெல்லாம் வந்து ஒரு டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்லாம் கிடையாது. எல்லா நாலேஜும் எனக்கு வேணும். மல்டி டிசிப்ளின் தான் இப்ப எல்லாமே ரூல்ஸ் த வேர்ல்டு. இப்போ பாத்தீங்களா, சார் சொன்னார்ல, ஒரு சாதாரண ஒரு கேண்டி, ஒரு ஸ்வீட் செய்யறதுக்கு, ஒரு மிட்டாய் செய்யறதுக்கே எல்லா டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்டும் கம்பைன் பண்ணாதான் ஒரு சாதாரண மிட்டாயே பண்ண முடியும். அதனால எவ்ரி ஒன் கேன் டு எனி ப்ராஜெக்ட். எல்லாருக்கும் எல்லா நாலேஜும் இருந்தாதான் we can survive. அதனால we can do any projects. Yes, you can leave, ma. Yes, we'll see soon. Really, people are great, ma. All students are so enthusiastic. You people give us so much of energy every day in the morning. Poll இல்லைன்னா பரவாயில்லமா, நாளைக்கு போட்டுக்கலாம். Bye, Madhumita, Madhudevi. Thank you, ma. Thank you so much. உங்களோட வாய்ஸ்லாம் வெரி சூப்பர்மா. சூப்பர்பா இருக்கு. கணீர்னு வெண்கல குரல் மாதிரி பப்ளிக் ஸ்பீக்கிங் அண்ட் மேடை பேச்சாளர் மாதிரி இருக்கிறீங்க எல்லாருமே. ஃபீட்பேக் பரவாயில்லமா, நாளைக்கு போட்டுக்கலாம். ஜஸ்ட் வெயிட்.